All right, so in the aftermath of Moody's downgrade and after the GOP opposition last week to that House budget, the committee did, in fact, pass and advance a bill last night. My next guest had actually drawn a line in the sand. He, of course, now has voted to move the bill along. I want to bring in South Carolina Republican Congressman, of course, member of the Budget Committee, Representative Ralph Norman. Representative Norman, we're going to put up a post from X that you put out earlier today, because I think it said it all. And I'm going to start with the part with the Medicaid part, because I'm curious as to what kind of concessions were made.
Well, first of all, Charles, I was one of the four that voted no, because Republicans all day long campaign on conservatism. They campaign on getting the debt that you're well aware of what this country is facing right now. The bill has got a lot of good things in it. The tax cuts we all know is good. The cost of it is another thing. And you know, what we by waiting, what we got accomplished was illegal aliens. Should they be getting a government paycheck when they don't pay into the system? I would say no. Do able-bodied Americans who choose not to work, lay on the couch and eat potato chips, should they be allowed to collect a government paycheck? No, we got that put in. The IRA tax credits, you know, the president campaigned on doing away with most of these, and we got 40% of them out. They had them phased in for going on 10, 15 years. That's just not right. We can't afford it. So we've got 40% of those out. I voted present last night because I like the overall bill, but there's so much more that we have to do to rein in government and rein in the costs and the deficits. And we just can't keep going like we're going. Reconciliation may not come up for a lifetime. So that's why we're bringing the things up now.
So now earlier this year, the Center for Budget Policy said that Medicaid work requirements could put 36 million people in jeopardy of losing health care. Now, in some ways, it sounds like an admission that a lot of folks are receiving these benefits that should be working. But when you hear numbers like 36 million, what do you think? I mean, this is what the public hears.
Well, that's what the media puts out, Charles. They put out, we're cutting Social Security, they're cutting Medicaid benefits. But when you drill down, if you choose not to work and you show no source of income, should the government prop you up? And no, we can't afford it. There are 24 million Americans across this country that qualify for able-bodied and being able to work. And if we don't draw a line in the sand now, when the money is needed, we only cut 1.7% of the budget out. It's not like we're really solving our deficit problem. And it's a teardrop in the ocean, but it's tough up here. Every dollar's got an advocate for it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, someone's waste is someone else's largesse for sure. Now, the one thing that was intriguing about the early stuff we were saying, the solar stocks were through the roof last week. And listen, we all thought the Green New Scam was the top priority. You made sure it was, though.
Well, it is, because the Biden administration put it in. In many cases, it was just a payout to your friends. And the solar panels, having having the federal government finance that, it's just like electric cars, $7,000 per car. Let Americans choose if they want an electric car, but don't let the government prop it up. And this shouldn't be a heavy lift, but in Congress, it is.
I want to switch gears here a little bit, because I had you on about a year ago. We were talking about the efforts, you know, to make the stock market more palatable or fair to your to people watching our show. And you took some efforts to get information on metamaterials. You know, all day long on social media, people are asking me, next time Representative Norman is on, can we get an update?
We can now, Charles. We couldn't get any answers from the Biden administration. Whether it was a CFPB, whether it was FINRA, whether it was SEC, we couldn't get any answers. I think we can now, but and I think we will try to have some clearance on it. I think, or some indication of where it is, where it stands. There was some fraud, definitely. The veterans that lost out on that is tragic, and we need to get answers sooner rather than later, and I think we will.
And you also mentioned, and I got to go back to that post where you talked about the folks down there working with you, and it felt like you were taking aim at your fellow Republicans. You know, not the American people deserve better. It's high time for our colleagues to step up. I got to tell you, all last week it felt like many Republicans in D.C. forgot how they got there and why they got there. What's going on within your party?
Well, we talk a big game, but when it comes to produce like it is now, now's the time to make a dent in this deficit. Last year we had 15 trillion of needs. Of that, only we had income of 5 trillion. Now the 7 trillion went to pay for Social Security and medical. Guess where the other 8 trillion went? To pay the interest on our national debt. We're going to wake up at some point, and Kevin Roberts mentioned this. He's with the Heritage Foundation. That we're going to wake up when we're not going to have a bond market that people can buy. They won't buy it. If they do, they're going to have exorbitant interest rates. Where are we going to be then? It's going to be a dead stop for this economy, and everybody in the stock market will lose confidence because that's where it's going. I don't know how many more rating downgrades do we have to have before we realize it. And again, if we can't get people off the payroll that don't work or are illegal, and some of these scams off the government payroll, what can we do?
Right.
Why are we here?
Right.
So,
yeah,
it's frustrating, but you have to work at it.
There's no doubt that's all low-hanging fruit to your point. And before you can get to some of the bigger issues, if there's someone protecting that, golly. Well, we're glad to have you in Congress. Congressman Norman, thank you always. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Charles. Appreciate it.